If you are currently looking for some easy vegan dinner inspiration, then you're in the right place, because in today's video I'm going to be showing you 5 of my current favorite vegan dinners that are packed full of flavor, super delicious, and also quick and easy to make. Before we get into the food, a big thank you to Squarespace who have made today's video possible. I host and design my website amandadux.com with Squarespace, and it's honestly a super easy platform to use. Over on my website you'll be able to see a whole bunch of vegan recipes, and I make those using Squarespace's blogging features, which are honestly just like so efficient, very easy to duplicate projects if you have kind of like a base in mind that you like to work off. And as well as that, they make it really easy to sell products and services. I've done so in many aspects of my work and creative life. Yeah, I honestly genuinely would recommend Squarespace to a friend. If you are looking to host or design your own website, I definitely recommend checking it out. You can head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch you can go to squarespace.com/amandadux, use my code amandadux, and that gets you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Alright, let's get into the food. The first thing we are making today is my favorite simple creamy ramen that I have been enjoying so much so at the moment. I hope you enjoy. So to make the creamy broth for my ramen, I'm starting by putting some olive oil and some brown onion into a saucepan and frying that onion up till it starts to get quite translucent. Then I add in some soy sauce followed by some crushed garlic. I then also add in some miso paste and continue mixing that almost till like the miso paste kind of melts into the rest of everything else, if that makes sense. Then I add in some water followed by some oat milk and some veggie stock powder, and continue stirring this over the heat for about like 5 to 10 minutes I do this for. Whilst this is cooking, I also got a large frying pan, put some olive oil in, followed by some chopped broccoli. Then I also added in some puffed tofu, which I had cut into halves, and fried this all up until it was nice and crispy. Then when I'm assembling my ramen, I start by putting some sesame oil in the bottom, followed by my ramen noodles that I had cooked. Then I added in some broth as well as some corn kernels, and then the charred broccoli, followed by this fried tofu. Then after this, I'm topping with some fresh spring onions as well as sesame seeds. I also decided to top this with some more sesame oil, which I just love the flavor of, as well as some chili oil, which I drizzled on top as well. And this chili oil had some nice chunks in it, so it was so delicious. This is super packed full of flavor, really hearty, really great in the cooler months as well to keep you nice and warm. Definitely recommend giving it a go. To make these burgers, I am first of all starting by making the coating for the tofu. So I'm putting some oat milk as well as some flax meal into one bowl and mixing this together. This is going to act as our egg replacement in this recipe. Then in a separate bowl, I'm putting some breadcrumbs, some plain flour, nutritional yeast, and some veggie stock powder, and mixing this all together until it is nice and well combined. You may be able to guess what we're going to do next, but first we are going to cut our tofu, this block of tofu, into 4 pieces, and we are going to dip it into the flax egg mixture, then dip it into our nice coating, and then set to the side. So you're just going to repeat this for all of the pieces of tofu that you have. Definitely can do bigger or smaller pieces depending on what you prefer. Then I am shallow frying these pieces of tofu in some olive oil, and I am flipping and making sure every side gets nice and golden. Shallow frying honestly has revolutionized a lot of food for me. I just feel like it makes things so crispy. It's delicious and unbelievable. Then I made this kind of slaw situation to put on the burger, but I didn't have any cabbage in the house. So we've just got some lettuce, red onion, grated carrot, vegan mayonnaise, and Dijon mustard, which I am mixing together until smooth. When it comes to assembling the burger, I started with a burger bun, which I then put some more vegan mayo on, followed by some fresh spinach. each. Then I topped with one of those tofu patties, as well as some of this lettuce slaw situation, and then the top of the burger bun with some smashed avocado on it. Super fresh and super delicious. This next recipe is a go-to for me because it is so quick and so easy. So into a pot of boiling water, I start by putting some frozen peas as well as some store-bought gnocchi, and I leave that to boil away, and whilst that's happening, I slice up some broccoli into nice small pieces. Then from there, I am also cutting up some brown onion. I am dicing this into small pieces once again. You know I'm loving onions so much at the moment. Then once the gnocchi and the peas are nice and done, I transfer them, and then into a separate frying pan, I'm starting with some olive oil as well as that diced brown onion and broccoli, and frying that up until it starts to get lightly golden. From there, I'm then adding in some crushed garlic and mixing that together. From there, I am then also adding in my gnocchi and peas, which I had pre-cooked. So frying all of this up, I am then also adding in some salt for flavor, as well as nutritional yeast, of course, for flavor as well, and continuing to fry this up. I then, towards the end, add in a squeeze of lemon juice for some extra flavor before removing it from the heat. And then I am serving it, and literally, that is just how this goes. I put some black pepper on top for a bit of extra flavor, but as you can see, it's like a 10 to 15 minute meal. Super easy, super delicious, and makes me feel really nourished. I've been loving curries lately, and this one is extra special because it is filled with potatoes as well as peanut butter, two great things. So into a saucepan, I'm starting with some olive oil, followed by some diced red onion, which I am frying up until it starts to get lightly golden. Then I am adding in some ginger, which I just grated in, followed by some turmeric as well as some spices. Then I am mixing this over the heat and getting everything nice and golden, which is great, before I add in my diced potatoes that I had cut up into like 2 to 3 centimeter pieces. Then I add in some fresh coriander, continue stirring that through, and of course we're starting to add in our liquids here. So starting with some coconut milk, following it up with some tinned tomatoes, then I am adding in some water, followed by my peanut butter. This curry serves like 4 to 5 people, so it's a great thing to make in advance for yourself or to make for a whole family. So I let this simmer for a little while, then I add in some green beans, failed at that, but anyway, also added in some frozen peas as well as some lime juice, and then added some more fresh coriander, continued mixing this together for just a few minutes to get those beans and peas cooked a little bit. It looks so creamy and delicious, as you can see, and that is exactly what it is. And to serve this, I started with some rice that I was cooking up, and of course served some of this delicious creamy curry with it. Then I top with some vegan Greek yogurt, which I love so much, as well as some fresh lime and coriander, and then some black pepper on top as well. This would also go great with crushed peanuts on top, which is super delicious. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I love this curry so much at the moment. To finish today's video, I am starting by putting some olive oil into a pan with some onion. We've been doing this a lot today, haven't we? Okay, putting some olive oil and onion into a pan, adding in some garlic powder as well as a Mexican spice mix. Then I am frying this all up, mixing it all together well before adding in some black beans. They were just from a can and I had drained and rinsed them, and I continued frying this up for like 5 minutes, if that. From there, we're then going to get into making these little tortilla wrap situations. I don't really know what to call these. I guess they're like fried burritos in some way. Let me know. if I'm wrong with that, which I definitely could be. Anyway, I rolled these up with some beans and onion in and then put them into some oil to fry. As you can see, these get golden super quickly and they're going to be really crispy and delicious. So I continued frying these up in the oil, and then we get into time to serve. To serve, we're going to add in some guacamole. So I made some guac with avocado as well as lime juice, red onion, and some tomato. Then I also added in some fresh coriander as well as salt, and then of course adding in some pepper, and I mashed this all together. It proved a little bit of a task at the beginning, but we got there in the end and it was a delicious fresh guac, which we love. I decided to grate some vegan cheese on top of these, which this could also be great if you put it in the oven and got the cheese to melt on top. Really great. Then I topped this with some guac as well as some extra fresh coriander to serve. Super delicious. Once again, really quick meal to make and packed full of flavor, which you know I love from my food. Alrighty, my beautiful friends, that brings us to the end of today's dinner recipe video. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!